At Arizona State University, we've made online education better, smarter, and more personalized so you can go further in your aspiring field.
I decided to pursue medicine once I realized that ASU did have the online program for biological sciences. You're still required to learn the same curriculum. You're still being tested on the same content that anyone would be tested on in person. The comprehensiveness of the program prepared me so well for medical school.
Explore over 350 plus programs at asuonline.asu.edu.
Welcome to The Deep Dive, your shortcut to being well-informed. Today we're plunging into, an event that was way more than just a baseball game. It felt like a game-changing moment, really, for America's pastime. We're talking about the 2025 MLB All-Star Game. An unprecedented finish, honestly, left everyone buzzing. So we've done our deep dive into the source material for you, mostly looking at excerpts from MLB All-Star Game 2025, Swing Off decides Thrilling Classic, and, related stuff. Our mission here is to pull out the key nuggets, the important insights, help you understand not just what happened, but why it was so historic, and maybe what it hints at for baseball's future.
We're going to unpack the drama, the heroes, definitely talk about the surprising rule changes that made it all happen. Okay, let's set the scene right off the bat. The National League, they beat the American League, final score 7-6. But here's the kicker. This wasn't just any old win. It got decided by the first ever home run swing-off in All-Star history. Wild stuff. Happened at Truist Park, Atlanta, Georgia, Tuesday, July 15th, 2025, the 95th Midsummer Classic, and man, did it deliver.
But, okay, before we get to that absolutely incredible finish, let's rewind a little. What really set the stage for this All-Star Game? Like, what made it feel special even before the first pitch?
Yeah, it's interesting how the whole thing built up. Truist Park in Atlanta, Georgia, that was the spot. And picking Atlanta, it brings the game to a city just soaked in baseball history. Hank Aaron, especially.
Right. Huge connection there.
Exactly. The game itself was Tuesday, July 15th, 2025, 8:00 p.m. Eastern start. And the managers, you had Dave Roberts for the NLL, Dodgers, Aaron Boone for the AL, Yankees, both guys, fresh off the World Series the year before. And the starting pitching matchup, oh man, it was electric, like a dream for anyone who loves seeing high velocity. For the National League, you had Paul Skeens, Pittsburgh Pirates, his second straight All-Star start.
Wow, second straight.
Yeah, and he was just dominant, hit 100 miles per hour on 4 pitches, perfect first inning, came in with like a major league best 2.1 ERA.
Incredible numbers.
And for the American League, Tarek Skubal, Detroit Tigers, his first All-Star start, and his fastball, blazing, ranked second only to Skeens in average velo. So serious heat from both sides.
You said electric. And the rosters themselves, just packed with talent, right? That mix of veterans and the exciting young guys. What kind of star power did we see?
Oh, totally stacked. The roster for this 25 All-Star Game was just loaded. NL lineup, you had guys like Shohei Ohtani leading off for the Dodgers, Ronald Acuna Jr., Freddie Freeman, Manny Machado, plus exciting talents like Pete Crow Armstrong.
Yeah.
And then sluggers like Pete Alonso, Corbin Carroll, just power everywhere.
Deep lineup.
For sure. And the AL, just as impressive. Aaron Judge, Vladdy Guerrero Jr., Cal Raleigh. Pretty much every at-bat felt like must-watch TV. And beyond just the players, this game also debuted something pretty significant technologically speaking. The robot umpire, the automated ball strike challenge system, the ABS, first time in an All-Star game.
Okay, how did that go?
Pretty well, actually. 4 out of 5 challenges were successful. It kind of hints at a major shift, for umpiring tech.
Yeah, fewer arguments maybe.
Could be. Fewer controversies, quicker decisions maybe. New strategy for managers too, deciding when to challenge. It really makes you wonder how it might reshape a hitter's approach long term.
Yeah.
And of course, being in Atlanta, they had a really heartfelt tribute to Hank Aaron. Very fitting.
Okay, speaking of setting the scene, the whole All-Star thing really kicked off the day before, right? With the home run derby. And that had its own kind of unexpected story. Tell us about that.
Oh, absolutely. The excitement really ramped up Monday, July 14th, 2025. The T-Mobile Home Run Derby. And it crowned a champion that, honestly, probably nobody predicted. Cal Raleigh, Seattle Mariners catcher.
Catcher? Really?
Yeah. Made history. First catcher ever to win the T-Mobile Home Run Derby.
Wow, a catcher winning the Derby. That's amazing. Who'd he beat? And what else made his win stand out?
He ended up beating the 22-year-old Junior Caminero from the Tampa Bay Rays in the final round. It was pretty thrilling. Raleigh, they call him Big Dumper, right? He actually came into the break leading the majors with 38 homers, so legit power, especially for a catcher.
38 homers at the break. Okay.
Incredible power. And the win was even cooler because his dad was pitching to him and his little brother, 15 years old, was catching him. Like a whole family affair.
That's fantastic.
And his path there, super dramatic first round. He barely got through. Tied with Brent Rooker from Oakland. won the tiebreaker by hitting one just inches farther, like 470.62 feet versus 470.54. Razor-thin margin.
Wow, inches. Talk about pressure.
Seriously. And while Raleigh won, others put on a show, too. O'Neill Cruz from the Pirates hit one, like 513 feet, just a monster shot. And Caminero, the guy Raleigh beat, he hit 44 homers total across all his rounds, so he was launching them, too.
Okay, so Raleigh wins in the final.
Yep. Final round, Raleigh put up 18 homers against Caminero's 15. Sealed the deal. He even hit like 6 straight at one point in the semi. So yeah, huge significance. First catcher, first switch hitter, and the first Seattle Mariners ever to win the Derby crown. Really set a charge for the actual game.
Okay, so the Derby sets this incredibly high bar. How did the All-Star game itself play out before we got to that historic tiebreaker moment?
Right. So the game itself, Tuesday night, July 15th, it started out looking like, honestly, a National League blowout. They jumped out to a commanding 6-0 lead.
It's nothing, okay.
Yeah. Ketel Marte had a 2-run double early first inning. Then Pete Alonso, he crushed a big 3-run homer off Chris Bubic, Royals guy, in the 6th. Corbin Carroll added a solo shot against Casey Mize from the Tigers. Looked like the NL was cruising. But then the American League, they just mounted this furious comeback.
Here we go.
Brent Rooker, Oakland A's guy, again, he had a huge 3-run pinch homer off Randy Rodriguez from the Giants. That was in a big 4 and 7th inning. Bobby Witt Jr. drove in a run there, too.
Okay, so they chipped away.
They did. And then the 9th inning, really dramatic, against Edwin Diaz, the Mets closer. Remember, his inclusion was kind of controversial coming back from that big injury.
Right, remember that talk.
So Robert Suarez from the Padres came in, gave up back-to-back doubles, Byron Buxton, Bobby Witt Jr. again. Then Stephen Kwan hits an infield single, and bam, tie game, 6-6. Just like that.
And that is when history happened. Because this wasn't going to extra innings like usual, was it? Explain this new rule. How did that work?
Exactly right. First time ever in an All-Star game. Tied after 9. So this new rule kicks in. MLB changed it back in 2022, I think. Stipulated that if the game's tied after 9, no extra innings. Instead, home run swing off.
A swing off, okay.
Yep. The mechanics are pretty simple. Each team picked 3 hitters. Each hitter gets 3 swings. Add up the total homers from your 3 guys. Most homers wins. And the idea is, it avoids taxing pitchers in an exhibition game.
Makes sense. So how did it play out? Who went first?
The AL went first. Brent Rooker stepped up again. He hit 2 homers on his 3 swings. Solid start.
Okay, 2 for the AL.
Then the NL sent up Kyle Stowers, Baltimore Orioles. He managed 1 homer. So 2-1 AL. Then Randy Arozarena Mariners for the AL. He hits 1 homer. Now it's 3-1 A lead.
Okay, pressure's on the NL now.
Big time. And that's when Kyle Schwarber steps up for the National League.
Schwarber. Okay, he's the DH, right? Had he done much in the game?
Not really. He'd actually gone 0 for 2 in his regular at-bats. Just kind of quiet night for him up to that point. And then he just delivered one of those unforgettable All-Star moments. 3 swings, 3 home runs, just absolutely crushed them. Put the National League ahead just like that.
3 for 3.
3 for 3. The distances were like 428 feet, 461 feet. And the last one, the clincher, only 382 feet, but he hit it from one knee. Just pure drama.
No way. From one knee. That's incredible.
Totally incredible. And that sealed it. The NL needed those homers. Jonathan Aranda for the AL had one last chance, hit a ball hard off the top of the wall, but it didn't get out. So National League wins 7-6.
Wow. Just wow. And Schwarber, obviously.
And unanimous MVP, yeah. Kyle Schwarber, 2025 Ted Williams All-Star Game MVP, only the 2nd Phillies player ever to win it, and the first DH. His performance in that swing-off, that's going to be on highlight reels for a long, long time.
It's absolutely legendary finish. Okay, so beyond the crazy finish and the plays on the field, what else kind of stood out from this Midsummer Classic? You mentioned the tech. Any other innovations or broader takeaways?
Yeah, looking bigger picture, this game really felt like it highlighted how the league is trying to evolve. You know, broadcasting-wise, it was on FOX, streaming options too. Viewership was around 7.2 million, which, okay, it was a little down from 2024, but it was up from the record low a couple years back. So maybe these new formats, the excitement, are starting to bring some eyes back.
Interesting trend.
And yeah, beyond the viewers, other cool stuff. Pitching-wise, besides Skeens, this Brewers rookie, Jacob Misiorowski. Another kind of controversial pick because he'd only pitched like 5 MLB games.
Really? 5 games.
Yeah, but man, he was throwing absolute smoke, over 102 mile-per-hour, just electric stuff. We talked about the robot challenge system, 4 for 5, successful, definitely showed potential. And what I thought was cool was the focus on like fan engagement. They had player mics, those talkback segments during the broadcast.
Yeah, I like those.
Gives you some cool insight, right? Hearing directly from the guys on the field. Oh, and the uniforms. Big deal for some fans. After years of, the special all-star jerseys getting criticized, they went back to regular team jerseys, whites for the NL, mostly grays for the AL. A lot of people seemed happy about that. Felt more classic. And you had great analysis to guys like Ken Rosenthal on MLB Network giving context.
Okay, so let's try and wrap this all up. This 2025 All-Star Game, man. You had Cal Raleigh, the catcher, making history winning the Derby. You had unbelievable pitching, young guys throwing fire, a huge comeback by the American League, setting up the drama, and then the defining moment, the first ever home run swing-off. And right in the middle of it, Kyle Schwarber becomes this instant legend, wins the MVP with that clutch 3-homer performance. Just incredible.
Absolutely. And if you kind of connect the dots, look at the bigger picture. This game really showed the league isn't afraid to adapt, to innovate. It showed how, maybe these new formats like the swing-off can genuinely boost fan engagement and create these super thrilling endings. It felt like a real shot in the arm for the Midsummer Classic, maybe setting a new kind of standard.
Definitely leaves you thinking.
Yeah, and maybe it raises a question for you, the listener, to chew on. Seeing how successful this swing-off was, this really exciting finish, how might we see other sports maybe adopt similar innovative tiebreakers or different gameplay rules? Could things like this start changing the face of, traditional competition as we know it? Something to think about.